I told my brother his wife's death was his fault, and I don't blame his kids for hating him. My brother Brandon is 33 and a Marine who's been deployed more times than I can count. He married his high school girlfriend Jenny when they were both 18, and they had 3 kids together, a 3-year-old daughter and 2 sons who are 12 and 10. Last year, Brandon got deployed overseas again. Jenny was used to this by now, raising 3 kids basically by herself while he was gone for months at a time. She'd given up her nursing career to follow him around to different military bases, never getting to build her own life or friendships. But this deployment was different. Brandon met some female Marine overseas and started having an affair with her. When he came home 6 months later, he sat Jenny down and dropped a bomb on her. He told her he wanted a divorce because he'd fallen in love with someone else. Just like that. No warning, no marriage counseling, nothing. He said he hadn't been in love with Jenny for years, but stayed for the kids. Jenny was completely destroyed. She'd spent 15 years building a life around this man, moving wherever the military sent them, raising his children, and he just threw it all away for some woman he'd known for 6 months. She had no job, no career to fall back on, no family nearby because they'd moved so much. She was terrified about how she'd support herself and the kids if Brandon left. The worst part was how he told the children. He basically said mommy and daddy are getting divorced because daddy found someone new. The kids were devastated and confused. 2 weeks later, Jenny dropped the kids off at school like normal. She told them she loved them and would see them later. Then she drove to the police station and shot herself in the parking lot. The kids came home to find out their mom was dead. They immediately blamed Brandon, and honestly, I did too. They started telling him they wished he had died instead of mom, that they hated him, and that it was all his fault. Brandon's girlfriend broke up with him the second she found out what happened. She didn't want to be involved in this mess. Last week, Brandon called me crying, asking if I could talk to the kids and help them forgive him. He said they won't speak to him, and that he's losing his mind with guilt. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "It is your fault Jenny's dead. You destroyed a woman who gave up everything for you, then abandoned her with no way to survive. You should have handled the divorce differently, given her time to get back on her feet." He started making excuses, saying Jenny was unstable and that he couldn't have predicted this would happen. I told him that was garbage. Any idiot could see that completely destroying someone's life and leaving them with nothing might push them over the edge. I said I'd be there for his kids, but I wasn't going to convince them to forgive him because honestly, I didn't think he deserved forgiveness. I told him I thought he was selfish and cruel. Brandon ran, crying to our mom, who's always babied him his whole life. She called me, screaming about how terrible I was for saying those things to him when he's grieving too. But I don't care. Those kids lost their mother because their father was a coward who couldn't handle divorce like an adult.